from LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shredder and Dogpound have captured Splinter. The Turtles need to save their sensei. You could build the Shell Razor. Stow the weapons. Load the trash cannon. Drop the wheels. And speed off to rescue Splinter. Fire! The Turtles help Splinter escape and chase down Shredder. Let's do this! All new LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Each set sold separately. New LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets. The Krang is escaping with the power cell. You can team up with the Turtles and Leatherhead to build the Turtle Sub. Load the missile, stow the gear, jump aboard, and dive into action. Look out! He's getting away! Fire! Our heroes send the Krang out to sea and save the power cell. All new LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets. Each set sold separately.
Hi everyone, my name's Nick Groves and I'm the design manager for LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that basically means I get to tell all the other designers what they need to do, so it's kind of fun. Today we're going to be talking about some of the cool, weird and wacky and fun characters we have within the line. Okay, so what is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all about? Well, essentially it's about four brothers. Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael and Donatello, and they are highly skilled ninjas. And they learn this skill from their master and sensei, Splinter. But here's the twist, they're actually all mutants. And because they're mutants, they have to live in the sewers, so people haven't seen them yet, and this is where they hone their craft. And throughout the show and in our product line, you'll find out about the conflict between the Turtles and all the bad guys. So I was really excited to be working on Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because I remember watching the cartoon back when I was young, and I was really into the toys, and I was actually really into the trading cards. So to get to come in every day and do this for work was super awesome. My favorite Ninja Turtle, especially when I was younger, was Donatello. I really identify with him because he's always good at making stuff and making machines, and he is a bit of a geek, which, you know, I am as well. So I think if I was going to be a Ninja Turtle, I'd be Donatello. So before we actually made any minifigs or built any models, the first thing we had to do to prepare was actually get lots and lots of images from Nickelodeon, because we wanted to see all the cool vehicles, we wanted to see all the wacky characters in the show. Once we had all those images, I then sat down with my team and we brainstormed what we thought could make really cool Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sets. Now, a lot of people think it can be easy to build a Lego model, especially when you have the cartoon or pictures to work from, but that can also make it very tricky, especially if the vehicle or the character has some crazy form or the vehicle has some crazy function. So we have to work very closely with Nickelodeon to make sure that we're doing the right thing with the right model, and that adds on a lot of extra time. Now I actually want to get a bit more in depth about all the crazy characters and cool minifigs we have within Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But to do that, I'm going to get my friend and designer down here, Andy. Andy!
Yeah?
Can you come down to the lair, please?
Okay, I'll be right down.
Hey guys, my name's Andy. I'm a Lego designer and I've been working on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm just going to chat to you a little bit about the design process and the crazy characters. One of the biggest challenges of working with the Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the fact that they are all mutants. They each have giant shells and they each have giant heads. So when it comes to building them into models, it can sometimes be a bit tricky. We've done our best to try and make them as individual as possible. You can see that they each have their own different coloured headbands. We have 2 different types of shell. Each minifigure has their own weapon, and they all have their own individual deco. We've done our best to try and strike a balance between what you'd see in the show and what you'd expect to find from Lego minifigures. Okay guys, let's introduce you to the gang. This is Leonardo, he's the leader of the pack. His weapon of choice is the double katana. This is Raphael. He's just as skilled as Leonardo, but he has a bit of a temper, so that's why he's not the leader of the gang. This is Michelangelo. His weapon of choice is the nunchucks, and he loves a bit of pizza. This is Donatello. His weapon of choice is the bow staff, and he's the geeky one. He builds all the cool vehicles for the Turtles to go out and fight crime in. A lot of people ask us how we make the minifigure elements at the Lego group. I'm just going to take you on a brief rundown of how we made the parts. First off, we sculpt 1-to-1, and we come up with something like this pretty little guy, which we can just use to get an idea of the size and scale of which we need to work with. Next up, we work in 3-to-1, so that we can get an idea of the finer lines and the details within the model. Now we go back down to minifigure size, and we have a good idea of what we can begin to use in our models and how we need to build around it. Now we hand paint our prototypes, so we get a good idea of what they look like in the models. Finally, we end up with a super cool element that looks like this. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Shredder is the main villain. You know, he's bad, he's covered in spikes. He's also the leader of the Foot Clan ninjas and the main rival to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shredder is never without his henchmen. Fishface, half robot, half fish, 100% mean. Dog Pound, mutated with a dog for maximum muscle effect. These 2 characters are great examples of how unique the Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lineup really is. Speaking of lineups, here's the complete range of Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle minifigures. Splinter, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, April O'Neil, 2 Foot Clan Ninja, Dark Ninja, Shredder, Dog Pound, Fishface, Baxter, the Krang Droid, and the Krang. Cowabunga, dudes.
So today you've heard a little bit about how much work actually goes into designing the Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think there's a great lineup of characters, they're so fun, they're so wacky, and I had a great time working on this project, and I hope you have a great time playing with them. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, my name is Nicholas Groves and I'm the design manager for Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and in this video we're going to be going into a bit more detail about some of our super cool models. At the Lego Group, the model is king, and we always strive to build playable, action-packed models that you enjoy building and playing with. Now, when we started the project with Nickelodeon, they sent us lots of really cool images of all the vehicles and all the characters. And that looked great on paper, but sometimes that doesn't translate well into Lego bricks. So we really had to have a lot of brainstorm sessions with them to pick the right characters, the right features, and the right functions, and make it really enjoyable and playable for you when you get the set. So once we had all these cool images, what we did is we sat down as a team, we looked at all this cool reference material, and with kind of our Lego eyes, we managed to spot what we thought could be some really cool features, really cool functions, really cool characters. And that was kind of our first step, picking out the best of what they'd given us, which we could then take on into sketch models. So what exactly is a sketch model? Well, the model you get in a box isn't exactly the first one we've built. We don't take our first idea and put it in a box. We do many, many versions of the build. And every time we do it, we make big improvements so that when you get the product, it's got great play value. And a lot of people are surprised that we spend over a year actually working on these products from concept right up to it gets on the shelf. Okay, so now let's take a closer look at some of the models.
Hi, my name is Martin and I'm a designer for Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As Nick mentioned before, we do make a lot of sketch models. And I brought with me just a small selection of sketch models for the layer. In the beginning, we just look at some basic shapes and ideas. Then we put in some more details, try to add some functions. Then we try to put it all together, get all the functions and details and colors together until we then have all the good stuff in the final model. The lair is actually an abandoned underground railway station that the turtles together with Master Splinter have transformed to their home. They live here, they train here, but they also have lots of fun here. They eat pizza, watch television, and of course they skate around. The cool thing about this Lego set is that it's full of play and fun. There's small things like the opening manhole cover. We have a crane here, we have Donnie's lab, but the three most favorite ones of me are, first of all, the dojo, and where the turtles can actually train against the live dummy here. Then there's the exploding wall, through which the Dark Ninja can come through with dynamite. Watch out, turtles! And last but not least, my favorite is the pizza shooter. It shoots pizzas to the enemy. I hope you have as much fun playing with this set as I had designing it.
Okay, so now you've seen where the turtles live, but let's have a closer look at how they get around the city.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm a designer, and as Nick said, the turtles need something to drive around with, and for that purpose they have the Shell Razor. The Shell Razor used to be a subway car that was abandoned and found by the turtles, and then Donatello rebuilt it to this really awesome vehicle. The look of this vehicle is actually very typical for the turtles because they only use whatever they can find in the sewers and in the underground stations. In my opinion, the coolest thing about this vehicle is its color scheme. It was a really unique opportunity to build in really wacky colors. In real life, I really love old stuff and old cars. I have about 5 of those in my garage right now. To build something on wheels is really great fun. Let me show you some really cool features of the Shell Razor. Well, it's got 2 side doors. On one side, there's the computer terminal that you can fold out. On the other side, there is a weapon rack for the weapons of all 4 turtles. The roof comes off, and there's 4 seats. 1 for each turtle. If you collect all the sets, you can have all 4 brothers driving around with it. It's got the real shooting cannon. And it's got a real cool feature, which is raising wheels. Underneath, you'll find train wheels. And this way, the Shell Razor can run on tracks. And that's the Shell Razor.
Well, we all really enjoyed designing and building Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For me, the whole line has a great combination of action and humor. We really enjoyed building it. We hope you enjoy building it. Thank you for watching.